The Department of Justice recently dropped a bombshell. They've been investigating Missouri, Nebraska, and Utah for quite some time now. The reason? Suspicions of illegal segregation of people with mental health disabilities, a practice that has been under scrutiny. Turns out, those suspicions were right on the money, and the findings are deeply troubling. The DOJ's findings were grim, painting a bleak picture of the current state of affairs. People stuck in institutions, shut away from the world, often forgotten. Denied the chance to live independently, to work, to have relationships, and to be part of the community. Treated like problems to be hidden, not people with potential, their rights ignored. This isn't some relic of the past, folks. This is a current issue. This is happening right now, in 2024, in the good old US of A country that prides itself on freedom and equality. It's a national disgrace, a stain on our conscience, and a call to action. It's time to shine a light on these practices and tear down the walls of segregation, once and for all. It's time to treat people with mental health disabilities with the dignity and respect they deserve, ensuring they have the same opportunities as everyone else. Let's start with Missouri, shall we? Imagine this, over 200 people with mental health disabilities warehoused in state-run facilities. Some have been there for decades, living in a time warp where their lives are micromanaged and controlled. Missouri's system is like a dinosaur, refusing to evolve, stuck in the dark ages of institutionalization. They claim it's about treatment, but the DOJ sees right through that. This is about isolation, plain and simple. Missouri, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. The world has moved on, embracing community-based care. You're stuck in reverse, clinging to a model that's outdated and harmful. Nebraska isn't off the hook either. They've been scrambling to improve, but it's like trying to outrun a glacier. Progress is slow, painfully slow. They've made some efforts to move people out of institutions and into community settings, but the numbers are still dismal. Hundreds remain trapped in these facilities, denied the chance to live full and meaningful lives. Nebraska, you're on the right track, but you need to pick up the pace. The finish line is a long way off, and every day that passes is another day that people are denied their basic human rights. Section 4. Utah, a glimmer of hope? Now, Utah, they're a bit of a head-scratcher. They've actually made some strides in community integration. They've invested in supported housing, employment programs, and other services that help people thrive outside of institutions. But here's the catch, they still haven't fully committed to closing their large state-run facilities. It's like they're trying to drive with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. Utah, you've got a choice to make. Are you going to be a leader in mental health reform, or are you going to cling to the status quo? The DOJ is watching, and so is the rest of the nation. The spotlight is on you, Utah. Will you rise to the occasion and set an example for others to follow? The potential is there, but the decision is yours. The nation waits with bated breath to see if you will embrace change or remain stagnant. The future of mental health care in Utah hangs in the balance, and your actions will speak volumes. The time for decisive action is now. Section 5. The path forward, solutions, and improvements. So how do we fix this mess? It's a question that requires a multifaceted approach. It's not rocket science, folks, but it does require commitment and action. We need to invest in community-based mental health services. These services are the backbone of a healthy society, and I'm not talking about a few extra bucks here and there. We need substantial, ongoing funding. I'm talking about a full-blown, no-holds-barred commitment to funding these programs. This means prioritizing mental health in our budgets. We need supported housing so people have a safe and stable place to live. Housing is a fundamental human right. We need job training and employment support so people can earn a living and contribute to society. Employment brings dignity and purpose. And we need access to quality mental health care because everyone deserves to get the help they need. No one should be left behind. It's time to stop treating people with mental health disabilities like second-class citizens. They are valuable members of our community. They deserve the same opportunities as everyone else. Inclusivity should be our guiding principle. It's time to invest in their future, not their confinement. Let's build a society where everyone can thrive. Section 6. Conclusion. A collective responsibility. The DOJ's investigation is a wake-up call for America. We can't keep sweeping this issue under the rug and pretending it doesn't exist. The segregation of people with mental health disabilities is a moral stain on our nation. It's time to demand better. Better for our loved ones, better for our communities, and better for our country. We can do better. We must do better. The time for change is